Hello, my fellow Big Brother fans. Wow, I loved last night's opening 10 minutes. It was amazing. You had all the fallout of Paul's eviction, and there were tears from Team Paul. Poor old Dylan, nobody gave a shit that he left. I mean, look, Dylan kind of brought that upon himself, really. He came in and decided, look, I'm going to do the cooking. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not really going to be with anyone and see where it takes me. And to be fair to Dylan, he survived 2 evictions, which was amazing. He out-survived Hallie, which to me is outrageous, should never have happened, but that's on the public. The public made that decision, and you can only say, okay, that's what you decided to do. Still haven't got over Hallie's eviction. There's never been an eviction in Big Brother history that's affected me as deeply as Hallie's. It messed with my head. And it depressed me. But back to last night. Because, yeah, we had all this fallout. And people are saying, why is Tom in tears over Paul's eviction? Because to survive in the Big Brother house, my friends, you need allies. It's not about friendships. I'm not saying that friendships don't get struck in the Big Brother house. And it's interesting because not only, you can, obviously you're in a house with these people, but also they're your opponents. At the end of the day, there can be only one winner. And whatever they tell you, they all want 100K. And they all want to be crowned king of the Big Brother house, as I said in my rant video last night. So that's why That's why, do you know what? Is it just me, but do Matty and Tom look like brothers? They look very, very similar. It's weird. Have you ever seen them in the same room? Of course you have, in the Big Brother house. Have you noticed Matty and Tom? I've never seen them speak to each other. Bit odd. Anyway, that's just a random kind of thing. That's a random Mick thing, by the way. But yeah, so that's why Tom's breaking down. It's not necessarily about friendship, because that group is breaking at the seams. And it's basically that group that's been losing members hand over fist. I mean, Dylan was more Team Paul than he was more than Team Trish. And it's that group. It's a very negative group. I think the only member of that group that had any positivity and entertainment value to it was Hallie, because even though she hung around them, she wasn't. Hallie doesn't seem like, one of the things I love about Hallie, she doesn't seem to be a follower. So even though she got on with Olivia and Paul and all them, she wasn't up their backsides. A lot of the time, she was sitting with Kerry, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. So much respect to the girl for, she could see that Kerry was suffering with anxiety of being in the house. It was a little bit too much for her, and the way Hallie looked out for her, and I've said it again before, and I know it's boring, but I think, for a young person to do that for an older person in this day and age is freaking amazing. And it says so much about her wonderful character. Love you, Hallie, you're great. Anyway, so that's why Tom was crying. So, and then obviously you could see Olivia saying it's those 2 girls that have done this. I mean, look, Olivia is weird. I mean, when we first started out, I thought Olivia was going to be this dramatic figure. I mean, some people even thought there might be a romance between her and Paul. Thank God we avoided any romances in this year's house. Now, they came up with this really fun, brilliant, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Not Game of Thrones, the other film series. Anyway, they had a little challenge. What's it bloody called? What are the movies called? Oh, forget it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, they had a little challenge, right? And it was very, very interesting. And basically, you could win immunity, but you could also win eviction on Friday. Now, I don't like immunity. I'm going to be honest with you. I think immunity is cheating. I think it's a stupid thing to give the housemates, because you take the power away from the public. It's the public who should decide who stays and who goes. It should never ever be the program that escapes anyone from facing the public. We saw that in the opening night when they said that Olivia would be up for eviction, and they gave her an easy task to avoid that because they realised that she could be an interesting housemate. Whoops, maybe we shouldn't have done that. But yeah, so even though I don't like the idea of immunity, I'm happy that Chanelle won the immunity because I'd rather Chanelle have it than Olivia or Trish, who, I mean, Trish has got one way to the final anyway because she's so popular. And I've said it before, I don't dislike Trish. A lot of the stuff she says is bang on, but she's a lot more alert psychologically and intelligently than the other housemates, because normally Big Brother housemates, even the ones that win, are very dysfunctional people. She doesn't seem that dysfunctional. Now, I don't know in her everyday life what she's like, but she does seem a little bit more, you know, smarter than the average bear. And I'm surprised she got through the process. So that's very interesting. So Trish has done really well. She could win this. I don't think she will, but she absolutely could win this. Let's talk about Yimran. I think Yimran's a bit of a fraud. Rule 2 of BBUK, as far as I'm concerned, never trust people who constantly cry. I don't trust Yimran. And even though she's the favourite to win, I hope she doesn't. I don't think she will. And you know what? Let's talk about Jordan, Henry and Matty. Because Jordan's been hung out to dry about this. Jordan never told Henry, that they were going to be together, that they were going to be lovers. And Henry's really disappointed, even when Jordan apologised to him. Because the truth is, from the moment Jordan said that they're just platonic friends, that broke poor Henry's heart. Now, I always wanted to see a Tory cry, but I was upset for Henry's heart breaking, because I know what it's like right now to have a crush on someone who's unattainable, and it is heartbreaking because you can't think of anything else but that person. You want them, you can't have them. It's very frustrating. But poor Jordan didn't promise anything. And in terms of Matty, it's clear that Jordan is attracted to Matty and Matty is attracted to Jordan. There's something going on there. But I think very responsible of Jordan. What I think, reading between the lines, he hasn't wanted a romance in the house. And as I say, I think that's very responsible of him. Now, we've got a weird task coming up this week for BBUK, which is a security task where the friends and family are trying to come in and whoever's on guard has to stop them. It's really weird. But can I just say something? I don't like this. The Big Brother experience is about being closed off from the outside world. And people seeing friends and family, I don't like that. That really winds me up. I understand they all must miss their friends and family, but, you know, they agreed to be in this process. I am going to audition next year for BBUK 2024. I mean, listen, I'm here. I live alone here in Cyprus. So I suppose it doesn't make much of a difference to me, but at the end of the day, you agree to be in the process. And it's not the housemate's fault, it's the show's fault. But anyway, we'll see how we get on with that. So how do I see this now? I mean, there's 10 of them left. I think there's only one eviction this week, unless they do one midweek and 2 on Friday. Who knows? Who knows what they're up to? But Jenkin is up, and that was an interesting decision. Again, Jordan putting himself up and saying, you know what, I haven't been up, let's see what the British public think of me. In terms of Chanelle, I think the Welsh contingent in Big Brother history have been very well supported by Wales and the Welsh. I think Chanelle has been one of those underdogs, and I've predicted that she could win this show, and I hope that she does. Because I really like Chanelle, because she ain't a BSer, right? She says she doesn't like arguments. She says she doesn't like confrontation. I respect that. There's some people who don't want to tell you the truth every 5 minutes, as I've discussed in other videos. I'm like that, and it's perfectly fine. I shouldn't be under the pressure. I shouldn't be under pressure to keep on telling you what I think if I don't want to. But we live in a society where everyone has to tell people what they think, or, they're trying, to please everyone. Maybe you like people from both groups. That doesn't mean you're disingenuous. It just means you like people from both groups. So Chanelle is immune, so she's got a great chance Jenkins up. Let's see if the Welsh contingent will back him, because we really thought that he could be someone very exciting this year. And in a way, Jenkins has let us down. Anyway, that's all the BB UK chat for today. I'll be back tomorrow.